Hello everybody, guess what? I found my clicker. This is Mike Fleming, and just wanted to give you part 2 of the country music songwriters video that we started our last video. And again, we want to thank you so much. Please, if you like this video, give us a like, make a comment, let us know what you like about it. So anyway, let's get right into it. The last video was fairly long. It was about country music songwriters who are well-known songwriters, but maybe they didn't have like solo hits, you know, as vocalists or whatever. But one of the all-time greatest songwriters, in my opinion. Of course, I express my opinion a lot, but is Harlan Howard. This is Harlan Howard Sings Harlan Howard. This man wrote so many songs. He actually got started on the West Coast and built a relationship with Buck Owens. And of course, he was married to Jan Howard. And they basically migrated to Tennessee from California. But before he came to California, he wrote a lot of great songs. He wrote songs for Buck Owens and Ray Price and just a ton of stuff. Songs like Heartaches by the Number, Foolin' Around, which is a big hit for Buck Owens. Pick Me Up on Your Way Down, which was a really big hit for his first big hit, actually, for Charlie Walker. But this is a nice collection. Has She Called Me Baby on it, and some stuff that really hadn't been been recorded. She Called Me Baby was had been recorded, a big hit. But anyway, a collection of never before recorded songs written and sung by one of America's most talented young composers, and that's Charlie Lubin. Harlan Howard. I have Charlie Lubin on my brain. But this is a really good album. And there again, one of the things I've been telling people, it's so inexpensive to collect country music. And this album just cost me like $5.99. We'll set that right over there. Here's one. Harlan Howard, Down to Earth. And let's take a look at what we have here. This is Wine, Women, and Song. Was a big hit, but a lot of this stuff is California Sunshine. But he wrote so many big time songs. I mean, it's songs that are classics. And let's see, let me take a look at my book here. Harlan Howard. Let's see if he had any. I know he had some hits on his own, but not a whole lot. There we go, Jan Howard, Harlan Howard. Harlan Howard had one top 40 song that he recorded as a solo artist called Sunday Morning Christian. It was on a small label on Nugget Records in 1971. This album, RCA, 1968. So they give him an opportunity to be a solo artist, but as we well know, he become more of a songwriter than anything else. But you know, gosh, he wrote so many songs for Buck Owens. Heartaches by the Number, of course. You know, Pick Me Up on Your Way Down. Just a ton of stuff. But anyway, I paid a little bit more for this album. It's $9.99. Next songwriter is near and dear to my heart because he's sort of like. He was sort of like a shirt-tail relative, I guess you could say. In my opinion, one of the greatest songwriters of our time. He started out in and around Bakersfield. He was moved to California from Oklahoma, Spiro, whatever you want, Spiro, Oklahoma, and came out here. And his family, well, like a lot of families that moved from Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, that area, come out here for a better way of life. and a lot of them come out on vehicles with everything that they own to their name, and Dallas's family was one of them. And they moved out here, and his family farmed a lot. They lived in McFarland. He went to school in McFarland and was discovered by a guy by the name of Terry Preston, who was on the radio. Well, find out Terry Preston's real name was Ferlin Husky. And so, anyway, Ferlin helped him out an awful lot. But I remember seeing Dallas Frazier on TV growing up. I was 5, 6 years old maybe, and he was on the Cousin Herb show, and he used to have a necktie, and he would do like, if he was singing, he'd move it back and forth like that. But and I remember that vividly. What's really interesting here as far as how it connects to me is he's sort of a sure tail relative. His cousin, or actually my cousin, was married to his cousin. But you have to understand, back in the 50s and the 60s, there were so many people that had migrated. A lot of people were related to each other. They either were friends or related or whatever. And I never did get to meet him. I know we were very good friends with Connie Smith and Marty Stewart. And matter of fact, Connie Smith recorded an album. She recorded, I think, 80 songs by Dallas Frazier. But here's an album that she recorded. I'll show it to you right here, of nothing but Dallas Frazier songs. So that just gives you an idea. But Dallas Frazier, wow, his output. His first hit song was a song called Alley Oop, and it was recorded by the Hollywood Argyles, which was a fictitious name. And I think I told you on one of my previous videos that it was a one-person group, I guess you could say, that was put out there, and it was Gary Paxton. And Gary Paxton recorded Dallas's first hit. And what's really ironic about this song, Alley Oop, is Dallas Frazier wrote it when he was 19 years old. He had written songs before and released some songs, but didn't have a whole lot of luck. But he wrote this song when he was 19 years old. He graduated from high school. And he was working at a cotton gin in a little town that I went to kindergarten through 3rd grade in, a little town in between Wasco and Delano, California, called Pond. And anyway, he was working at a cotton gin that summer trying to make money, and he wrote that song while he was working at the cotton gin. So when you hear the song Alley Oop, that's sort of the backstory behind it. But Dallas, amazing songwriter. On this album here, it just so happens that Harlan Howard wrote the liner notes and said, he is my favorite current country songwriter. But Dallas wrote songs about There Goes My Everything for Jack Green. California Cotton Fields that he recorded, of course, on this album, and Merle Haggard did a version of it. All I Have to Offer You Is Me, Charlie Pride. Lord, Is That Me, a song that Jack Green recorded. If My Heart Had Windows, a multiple hit song that he wrote that was done by George Jones, and then Patty Loveless did a version of it. Son of Hickory Holler's Tramp, that was a hit for O.C. Smith. I'm So Afraid of Losing You Again, Charlie Pride. Will You Visit Me on Sunday? It's a song that was a big hit for Charlie Louvin. We're going to take Connie's. As a matter of fact, I'll read some of the songs that she recorded off of that. Here's another one. Gives you a hint right there, doesn't it? What's the title name of this album? Elvira. Yes, he wrote that song. Of course, he put this on an album. I think this album they didn't have a date on this, probably 1969, probably somewhere around there. But the Oak Ridge Boys heard it, and of course, it turned out to be one of their biggest, if not their biggest hit. Elvira, Just a Little Bit of You was a semi-hit for Charlie Rich. Of course, there's Alley Oop, And then Mohair Sam, big hit for Charlie Rich. And this was produced by Marvin Hughes. So this is, it gives a little story back here about talking about Ferlin Husky, how he helped him around, but Elvira. So you remember remember the song Elvira that was written by Dallas Frazier. And like I said, from Spiro, Oklahoma to the Bakersfield area, and just amazing output that he had. Here's another one. He had some hits, and we'll go over this book here. Here's another one. My Baby Packed Up My Mind and Left Me. Big Mabel Murphy was actually, I think, a top 20 song for him that he actually recorded. This is produced by Chet Atkins here. Let's see what else. Big Mabel Murphy. She Wakes Me With a Kiss Every Morning. I think that was Jim Ed Brown that did that. Where Did They Go, Lord? My Baby Packed Up My Mind and Left. Where Is My Castle? I think that was recorded by Connie Smith. But an album that's produced by Chet Atkins and Ronnie Light. Here's another one. It was on Capitol Records. Tell It Like It Is. And Tell It Like It Is was a hit. I'm trying to think who did that. But Ain't Nothing Shaking But the Leaves on the Trees, Claude Hammer Clyde, Ain't Had No Lovin', Connie Smith, Hurting from the Hunger, Home in My Hand was written actually by Ronnie Self. But amazing. He just put out wrote a ton of great music. And then let's go back over this Connie Smith here. Connie Smith album. If It Ain't Love, Let's Leave It Alone. Living Without You. You're Getting Heavy on My Mind. Don't Tell Him That I'm Still Crying. Bringing It Home. Actually, Dallas Frazier sang on that song with Connie Smith. Yeah. Great album here. Great album. Dickie Overbay and Weldon Mark played pedal steel. Dickie Overbay was one of my favorite steel players. But, well, a lot of great stuff. And of course, I love Connie Smith. It's hard not to love Connie Smith. Let's look and see this. You know, I like to be informational on these videos. Let's take a look under Dallas Frazier and see how many solo hits that he had. I mean, there's people out there, Chris Christopherson, Roger Miller, Willie Nelson, all those people were singer-songwriters. But they were actually, truthfully, farther down their careers, got to be known more of a performer than a songwriter. But both those people, all those people have, more success as a recording artist than they do as a writer, farther along in their careers. Dallas Frazier had one top 40 hit, Everybody Ought to Sing, on Capitol. And I think it was on, if I'm mistaken, which one of these albums was it on? I'll probably drop one of these here, more than likely. Not on that. Maybe it wasn't. It wasn't on either one of these. Nope. But anyway, Dallas Frazier, Spiro, Oklahoma. My cousin married his cousin. Never got to meet him, though. Never got to meet him. Matter of fact, I got to show you something. This is something that's very dear to me. Songs by Dallas Frazier. It's a book, and I'm probably going to donate this. Some of it is actually handwritten. Flat River Mo is a song that, if you see this right here, Flat River Mo is a song that Ferlin Husky did. And, but I'm probably going to donate this to haven't told him this yet, to Marty Stewart's museum that he's having built in Philadelphia, Mississippi. But yeah, there's just a lot of, you just look through this stuff and you say, man, did he really write these songs? Sitting on the riverbank, right? Rocking a Memory, Possum Holler. I mean, just to know My Mama's Last Amen, he wrote with A.L. Doodle Owens, Moonshine Minnie, Man Machine, Long Lanky Women. But anyway, this is actually a book, Songs by Dallas Frazier, put out by Acuff Rose. I don't know what year this came out, but anyway, it's a prized possession. I happened to run across this. I think I bought it on eBay, probably 10 years ago for about $10. All right, next guy I have, and this is going to be a shorter video than what we normally do. I think if you ask anybody, probably in the top 5 country songwriters of all time, this man right here would probably land in that top 5, Hank Cochran. The guy just wrote some amazing songs. And when I start reading these off, you'll think, wow, he wrote those. I Fall to Pieces. Remember that Patsy Cline big hit that she did, I Fall to Pieces? Well, guess what? Hank Cochran wrote that song. Let's see what you have. Here's another one. He's Got You, Patsy Cline. Make the World Go Away. That was a big hit for 2 superstars, country superstars. 1963, number 2 hit for Ray Price, and 1965, a number 1 hit for Eddie Arnold. It just amazes me that, you know, the talent of some people, you know, and Hank Cochran's not a bad singer. A Little Bitty Tear Let Me Down, that Burl Ives did, Hank wrote. Another one I love too, and it's 3 versions that I love of this is of A11. A11, the first version I heard was Johnny Paycheck. I love that. One of his earlier songs. Buck Owens did a version of it. And then, gosh, I'm just trying to think. Daryl Singletary did an awesome version of that song. Typical classic 4/4 shuffle beat that you have, but You Comb Her Hair Every Morning, I think that was done by, pretty sure it was Charlie Lubin. But that's just one album of stuff. I actually have a CD that was released on him that has a lot of great stuff. Here's another one. A Man with a Lot to Say in Song, Going in Training. Sally Was a Good Old Girl. Yeah. Sally was a good old girl in here. Let's see, what else? Some of the stuff is probably, this album probably doesn't have as many of this well-known stuff. You can tell I haven't cleaned this record yet or put a new sleeve on it. Some of the stuff is stuff he didn't record, but this may have been his first album on RCA. You know, it's funny, RCA had, they had the tendency to give songwriters an opportunity to record. Now, you know, Hank Cochran didn't have a bad voice, but he just didn't have quite a commercial, I guess you can say, a commercial type of voice that would relate to selling records. He was an amazing songwriter. Just, you know, and I have a tribute album out there that Jamie Johnson did as a tribute to Hank Cochran. I have that on CD. Amazing album. And he wrote a bunch of stuff for Ray Price. You know what's really ironic about this, in the late 50s, early 60s, Ray Price and Hal Smith, who was I think he's a booking agent. You know, he may have had a concert hall that he owned or something like that. I can't remember. But they owned a publishing company called Pamper Records, and they had Hank Cochran signed to them. They had Willie Nelson signed, and I think a couple of other people. I can't remember who it was. I don't know if Harlan Howard. I don't think Harlan Howard was. He was originally, I think, signed to Blue Book, Buck Owens publishing company. But they had all these songs they had access to. It was just amazing, and Ray Price wound up selling his part of that in the late 60s, I think it was. But gosh, Hank Cochran put out some amazing stuff, and if you ever get a chance, you know, just about everybody recorded stuff. I mean, Merle recorded his stuff. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a video on Merle Haggard, and I can go over some of his albums, but Merle recorded a song that Hank Cochran and Willie Nelson wrote. It's on my favorite Merle Haggard album called The Portrait of Merle Haggard. It's called a song called Who Do I Know in Dallas, and great song. So, but Hank also wrote with Willie. He wrote with I think he probably even may have wrote with Merle Haggard. I know he wrote with Harlan Howard. Can you imagine two guys like Hank Cochran and Harlan Howard getting together and writing songs? But anyway, that's the end of the video that I wanted to show. What I wanted to show is show the diversity of country music. I mean, the diversity as far as songwriters are concerned, the diversity of the artists that are out there. I mean, there's so many artists, so many great artists that haven't got any recognition, that I think deserve recognition. And so what I'm going to do is bring out some people, and all this stuff is going to come out of my own collection. I got a big collection over here. I'm out in the garage right now doing this video, hoping to be better lighting, and I do apologize for the lighting. Trying to get that zeroed in to make sure that everything is okay as far as the lighting is concerned. So I'm hoping this turns out a little bit better. But again, thank you so much for checking out this video. Please put some comments. I'm still working on my YouTube channel, trying to figure out how to go in and so you could basically sign up to get alerts and stuff like that. But anyway, we'll continue to work on it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like it and make a comment. And you know what? I got my clicker, so I better use this clicker so I don't keep going. God bless you, and we'll see you again.